And joining me now is Steve Cortez, part of Trump's National Hispanic Advisory Council and a Trump surrogate. All right, Steve, so let's start where we finished there. Upwards of maybe half of Donald Trump's Hispanic Advisory Council are resigning after the speech that they heard last night. Why do you suppose they're leaving, and do you think that Trump last night harmed himself with Hispanic voters?
You know, Joy, I don't think he did. And by the way, I don't know that half are leaving. I know this. I know that I'm not leaving. Now, was his speech entirely what I wanted? No. And Joy, I've tried to be very reasonable with you. As ardent as I am a supporter of Donald Trump, I don't support everything he does. And I gave him advice on immigration, and as did other people on the council. He didn't take all of it. But you know what? I'm not the candidate. He is. And he, I think, very seriously considered and then he made his decisions on immigration. I think this is important, too, though. When it comes to the bedrock principles, I don't disagree with him at all. And those are twofold. Number one, we have to secure our border. Our southern border has not been secured for decades. Number two, there can be no citizenship for illegals. You cannot reward criminality with citizenship.
Let me stop you right there.
And that is a stark difference.
Let me stop you just 1 second. I'm going to just stop you right there. You are Hispanic, Steve. Are you comfortable with that term illegals? That is a pejorative to a lot of people. Why do you use that term?
You know why, Joy? Because words matter, okay?
Yeah, they do.
And because if you do something that is against the law, it's illegal. If you go into a store and you shoplift, you're not an undocumented holder of a good. You're a thief. If you come to the United States against the immigration laws of the United States, you're not undocumented, you're illegal.
Do you consider a child, hold on a second, first of all, do you consider a child who was brought into this country, the people who are eligible for DACA, who were children when they came here, you would label that person essentially the equivalent of a shoplifter or a thief?
No, because they had no choice in the matter. No, I did not. I did not say that at all.
So you don't think that you wouldn't call a child eligible for DACA and illegal? You wouldn't use that term with that child?
I would not, because they didn't have a choice. A shoplifter has a choice. An illegal alien has a choice. A child did not have a choice.
That's fascinating that you, as a person of color, would use that term. All right, well, let me just give you a couple other people who are definitely resigning. Alfonso Aguilar, who is at least as fervent a Trump supporter once he switched over as you are, he said that he felt that Donald Trump used conservative Hispanics as props. He and others who are leaving, Mr. Monti has said the same thing. They essentially said that they felt used, that they went and sat in front of Donald Trump. He told them one thing, and that he went out last night and did something completely different. You said that you didn't agree with all the things that he said last night. Point out 2 or 3 of the things that you did not like.
Joy, listen, what I softer tone on illegals. All right, and I'm not speaking on behalf.
Can you do me a favor, Steve? Just while you're talking to me, can you not use that terminology? But go on.
No, I will not do you that favor, because the English language matters.
Yeah,
it matters that we use terms that are illegal. They're here illegally. We can't get over that.
My last question. Fascinating.
My father came here legally.
My parents came here into this country as immigrants too, Steve.
So no,
you know what? My parents came here too. So congratulations on that.
Code words. That's absurd.
You just used a code word. And let's go one last question. I'm going to see if you can do it without, upsetting and disturbing and offending lots of people who are listening. Why is it that Donald Trump, if he feels so strongly about Mexico building his wall, why didn't he, let's take Tim Kaine's criticism, why didn't he have the guts to say that to Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto's face?
You know, Joy, I'm glad you asked that question, because I have a great answer, I think. I think it's because he's a very decent and polite person. This is the first time, to my knowledge at least, that they've met. It's certainly the first time they met in this setting as a almost quasi-state visit. And you don't go as the invitee of the host and immediately get into every single detail, particularly nettlesome details, like who's going to pay for the wall. They are getting to know each other.
And by the way, Steve, the president of Mexico has said repeatedly now, including on Twitter, that they did bring it up, and that he told Donald Trump personally that Mexico would not and would never pay for any wall. So it did come up. Enrique Peña Nieto says he brought it up. So Donald Trump is either not telling the truth about the conversation they had, or he didn't have the courage to respond to the president of Mexico that he is going to try to make him pay for the wall, Mexico pay.
I think the idea that Donald Trump is scared of confronting anyone is pretty absurd. He is not scared of anyone or anything. But I think what he did do is show incredible statesmanship. He acted extremely presidential, and he showed great decorum. You don't go down there to Mexico City and lecture them very first meeting.
You
now,
just do it
issues?
when you're in front of
Absolutely.
your crowd. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a very interesting way to conduct yourself. Steve Cortes, thank you very much. Joining me now.